And there he goes. A few extra reinforcing zealots getting caught off guard here. They won't be able to help their friends, but they are forcing DongRaeGu's army a little bit out of position. The Immortal is going to be dealing severe damage versus the armored buildings and the armored roaches. You really need to make sure that the Zealots and the Stalkers are able to take care of these Zerglings in the meantime. And some fantastic force fields going down, pushing a lot of DongRaeGu's army back, but still keeping many of them trapped. Immortal is just going to town. 3, 7, 3 kills. And the +1/+1 really paying off for Gatored. Needs to make sure DongRaeGu is actually getting really heavy in the gas count. And Gatored is really looking terrifying with his push. Now the Observer did get sniped out. It was the only air unit, so the Spore Crawler was able to find it and snipe it. However, DongRaeGu just sacks this third, pulls all the drones back, is pulling all his Overlords back, and is dropping more Spine Crawlers to help defend. We have a counterattack, a backstab going into the back here as DongRaeGu tries to kill what he can, but I don't know. This cannon will go down. Some probe kills are going to happen. Actually, a good number of probe kills, as this cannon will go down as well. These Zerglings are even 0-0, but Gatored doesn't care. He's just pushing through. Now we do have Hydralis out. Some good force fields going down. Didn't quite split the army, or more just preventing it from moving forward. Hydralis are out in the field, and they do have the +2. They shoot 14 on a 0.83 speed. Really fast. Just little machine gun shots that do a lot of damage is what you need to know. If you don't care to do quick calculations, all you need to know is they're weak, but they hit fast and they hit hard. This is going to be a very powerful engagement, and force fields need to be absolutely clutch here. However, I'm not sure that the sentries have as much energy as they should. There are a good number of force fields still available, as opposed to a bad number, which would be 0 or 1. I suppose 1 would be a bad number to have because it's there, but sure doesn't do much of anything. And here we do have the big engagement. We do need that good number, not bad number of force fields. There they are, splitting the army apart, letting Gatored back up and fight the army piecemeal at times. However, the Immortal is at 20 health, but not going to go down. That extra +1 helping to save him. And just beating on the front door, Gatored really showing remarkable play against DongRaeGu here. He may have just overextended himself a little bit here as drones are pulled, but force fields are keeping them back. More and more Hydralis sniping out this gateway heavy army. Roach is trying to do what they can, and finally it looks like Gatored may get pushed back. He needs to be careful about, or DongRaeGu needs to be careful about these Zealots. They do very high damage, 2 swings of 9, but very easily kiteable, especially without that charge upgrade. The supply is exactly even. And even this Queen, weak as she is, still pulling forward to try to help, now running back, thinking she should be better doing other things. Finally, Gatored will have to retreat. His reinforcements kept too far back. Now getting caught here off to the side. More force fields going down, but not fast enough. The Hydras are going to be able to move around readily. And just back and forth and back and forth. DongRaeGu is finally pulling ahead in supply. He needs to just be careful, and he can really hold this out. The big thing is look at the resources. We just had a warp in for Gatored, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. These roaches at the front really tanking a lot of damage. They do have a lot of health, 145 and the baseline 1 armor. And finally, maybe possibly pushing this back as more Hydralis and more roaches come out. I think this push by Gatored is finally going to die because his Immortals were taken out, and you can't warp Immortals in. This proxy piling going to get sniped out. No more reinforcements for you, and that will finally end this. Good lord, that was one hell of a push. DongRaeGu deciding, fine, well, I'm just going to go straight up Hydra Roach. I'd love to see a Carapace upgrade come out for him, because that would be so powerful against all these Zealots, against these Stalkers. Not so much against the Immortals, but certainly against these weak little sentries. We still have Immortal production coming out, but not nearly as much or as fast. and DongRaeGu is smelling blood in the water. He really wants to punish. He wants to try to re-attack before his opponent can get back up, and he is up about 30 supply. If he can get this Nexus, Gatored going to just let him kill the Nexus as DongRaeGu is able to snipe it from afar, and he still didn't quite get it. 32 health left, but these Hydralisks going to be absolutely shredding those probes apart, falling to pieces. More Stalkers being warped in, but that's not what you need when you have all these Hydralisks doing such high DPS. You can see these Stalkers falling down, their health bars just dropping like they're nothing, cutting through like they're paper, and Gatored saying GG. He had a great timing attack. There is no doubt about that. That 1-1 with about 3 Immortals and the proxy push from the side, that was fantastic. Completely demolished the third, but I think he overextended himself, especially when his Immortals were falling apart. If he could have just not quite right at this engagement, right at the natural for DongRaeGu, maybe if he would have ignored that and just pulled back and waited for some more reinforcements, build up his supply, build up his army even more, maybe go for a +2 if he didn't have it already. I'm not sure because I can't see because there aren't any units because they're all dead. So that was game 2. DongRaeGu ties up the match series 1-1, and we are going to go into game 3. I will see you there.